I am back again. I could not let this news pass by. So I thought I would just come share it. It's going to be a very quick one. Like, I'm setting a timer for just 15 or 20 minutes and then I'll be out of here. So, just as I was obviously sitting down here, just editing videos, I saw this notification from MSN News. Hello, Ade Joker Vincent. Hello, my sister. How are you? So I was just obviously sitting down here trying to edit some videos because I go back to work tomorrow, and I just have to get all of my videos sorted. And then I received this notification from the MSN News, like yeah, MSN, to say that Nigel Farage has pledged to scrap indefinite leave to remain and the benefits that migrants get. Like there are some things that some of these soon to be ministers and some of these politicians in the UK, there are some things that they don't actually say to the entire public. What they're not saying to the entire public is this, and I'm going to let you know. One of those things they don't tell you is this: migrants who are still renewing their visas, they are not entitled to any benefits. Let's just put that out there. Migrants, those who are on the care worker visa, who still has them, those who are on the 5-year visa worker route or whatever, as long as you are still under the condition of renewing your visa, and this is me sharing this out to everybody out there, Britons, home and away, whatever you are, because there's been a lot of let me shut my door 1 second. There's been a lot of protests going on in the UK in the past few days. There's been a lot of protests. Send them back, let them all go back, blah blah blah. I am for whoever comes in here. Hello, Michael. Whoever comes, for me, I will support that motion of anybody who comes into this country illegally, let them be sent back. I will support that motion with all of my full chest. But those who actually come here with valid visas, who are contributing to the economy, who are contributing to the system, hell no, you're not sending them back anywhere. You are not sending them back anywhere. And I would employ, if you know you're watching me, like I'm not a lawyer, and this is a disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not giving you any advice, but if you know you are due to renew your visa soon, if you know you have a year left, because I was on a platform earlier on, and some of these people, they're like, oh, my employer suddenly canceled my COS, and I don't have a COS. They've given me 60 days. They're like, what the F? Or I'm due to renew my visa in January, and the job that I currently have now, they're not going to renew my visa. And I'm like, what the F? Like, how did you find yourself? Like January, since when did you know that your current employer is not going to give you COS? These are the set of people that will struggle because immediately your visa reaches end by date, they freaking want to throw your ass out. So don't wait till you have 3 months or 6 months left to renew your visa before you start doing all of your findings. So this is a sisterly advice to you as a migrant out there who are still on visas. So what I'm trying to say in essence is this: anybody, if you know, like I said, I will gladly support the motion that you enter this country illegally. I am solely behind you getting sent back. But whoever has been or is in this country on a legit visa that allows them to work and they are contributing to the system, I wouldn't want them sent back because they are contributing. And like I said, what these ministers, what these politicians will not tell the out public, all the Britons out there, is that those people, some of these migrants who are renewing visas, they, hello Gloria, hello Michael, they are not entitled to any benefit whatsoever. Even if they gave birth to a baby now, that baby is not entitled to any benefit. And you might be thinking, what benefit? So the likes of child benefit, which is like a £42 every week they give a child below the age of 16 up until they turn 17, or up until they go to university. Once they go to university, they stop that money. Or child tax credit. Child tax credit is mainly given to those who have indefinite leave to remain in the UK, or you are Britain, or you are from the EU, because there are some EU country residents in migrant in the UK who have some sort of chance to claim all of those money. But now we're talking about me. I'm talking to you, my African people. Now, if you are in the country, and check back the comments on your Saturday program. All right, okay, I will do. So if you are in this country and you are on a sort of a visa or you are still renewing your visa, let's put out there. People like that are not entitled to any benefit. And I was saying, benefit, you might ask, what kind of benefits? Child tax credit, you are not entitled to it. If you are on a renewing visa, mind you, if you're on indefinite, if you already have your indefinite leave to remain, you can apply for all of these benefits. But if you're still renewing 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, you are not entitled. This is what they don't tell these people. This is what they don't tell those people who say, send them back to their country, even though they know you are here legitimately, right? You're not entitled to, God forbid, you're not able to work and you need some sort of support from the government. If you are still renewing your visas, you are not entitled to such money. So they won't say this to the entire public, but they'll come across like, what the F does it mean saying that he has pledged that if he becomes the next prime minister, that he is going to scrap indefinite leave to remain? Or more, if you are somebody that has indefinite leave to remain, if it has been up to a year that you acquired your indefinite leave to remain, please go and apply to become a British. And I know it's not cheap, because that was what I did. And I know how much I spent to register to become a British, because I once started with, I had an indefinite leave to remain. After I had my indefinite leave to remain, within a year, I went to do the Life in UK test. After the Life in UK test, I applied to become a British citizen. And if I remember clearly, this was in 2011. If I remember clearly, that application cost me almost £2,000. The application itself, passports, photograph, biometrics, going back and forth to the post office to do all of your certification, to check, with your documentation. It cost me almost £2,000. That was in 2011, because I got my indefinite leave to remain in 2010. So a year after. So now, if you are in the UK and you already have your indefinite leave to remain, don't sleep on it. If it's been a year that you have your indefinite leave to remain, go and apply to become a British straight away. Go and apply for your citizenship. I'm telling you now. So let's go to the article. I'm going to share my screen with you so we can read the article together. Because when I saw that notification, I was like, why even those with indefinite leave to remain? He said he's going to scrap indefinite leave to remain. So people that you've invited here to come and help with the workforce, because Britain is struggling. So now they have now served. And this is the same thing that Kemi Badenoch, So now he is saying that he will scrap indefinite leave to remain and the benefits that migrants get. Know that migrants who don't have indefinite leave to remain cannot apply for any benefits whatsoever. It is the work that you work that will feed you. Just know that. We migrants coming in, or migrants on visas, know that. But all of these Britons, all of these home people, they do not know that. Not a lot of them know that you cannot apply for benefit with your visa, with your, if you're still renewing visas. They won't tell them that. And so I don't blame some of them when they just fall on the street. Oh, send them back, send them back. At times, I don't blame them. I don't take them serious. Okay, because they are not all being truthful all the time. So let's read the article together. I'm going to share my screen and I'll find the article. Because the minute I saw it, I was like, hold on for a second. Like, what is this man saying? Let's read it together. So, like I said, I found it on MSN. And I hate this Internet Explorer on my laptop. I think I'm going to have to maybe find another browser. So it says here that Farage vows to ask indefinite leave to remain and ban migrants' benefit access. And this was released today, actually. Yes, I'm sure I found the date earlier on. It was released today. It says that Nigel Farage has said Reform UK would end the right of migrants to apply for permanent residency in the UK after 5 years. Remember, Kemi Badenoch is wanting to move that to 10 years or 15 years. The way Kemi Badenoch is going about it, our own will lead from 5 years to 15 years before you can actually apply for indefinite leave to remain. So you will have been relieved. Oh God, though. Kemi Badenoch wants people on visas to have continuously renewed their visas for 15 years. And all of that comes with condition, no criminal record, no this, no that, no this, that. If you are able to do that for 15 years, and then you can now go on and apply for indefinite leave to remain, something that would normally be 5 years. Now, Kemi Badenoch wants to extend it. However, this man here is saying that he would, he would scrap migrants from applying for permanent residency in the UK after 5 years. So he is saying that he will scrap it totally. Meanwhile, Kemi Badenoch is still willing to give people, okay, renew for 15 years. After 15 years, you can come back to apply for indefinite. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. On top what? Let's continue. The reform, so he continues saying that, and so Nigel Farage has said Reform UK would end the right of migrants to apply for permanent residency in the UK after 5 years and force those who already have settled status to reapply for a new stricter visa. So those who already have stricter status, what does it mean by those who already have stricter settled status? I would imagine settled status will be indefinite leave to remain. So hence why I'm telling you, if you have your indefinite leave to remain, and because of money, but the money has not made you to go and apply to become a citizen, because yes, you'll have to pay. I don't know how much it costs now to apply for citizenship, but we'll get there. I might Google it and give you an idea. But I just told you, when I did mine almost 11 years ago in 2011, I spent almost £2,000, maybe just short of £2,000, but that was how much it cost me. That was how much it cost me. So it's saying that those who already have settled status to reapply for a new stricter visa. The Reform UK leader wants to abolish indefinite leave to remain, for which migrants can currently apply after 5 years. So you remember that after 5 years, you can apply for that's what it is now. You can apply for indefinite leave to remain after 5 years. But Kemi Badenoch says if she comes into power, that will move to 15 years and force them to renew their visas every 5 years. So rather than giving them indefinite leave to remain, he wants to force them to continue renewing every 5 years. I think it's still the same thing that Kemi Badenoch wants to do. But Kemi Badenoch is guaranteeing indefinite leave to remain after 15 years. But this one is saying there won't be any more indefinite leave to remain. Instead, it's going to be you continue to renew every 5 years. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Ace 99, I can see you are everywhere. I don't think you are at work today. Do you have a job at all, Ace 99? I can see you everywhere. Do you have a job? Asking respectfully, okay? Asking respectfully. Michael said, withdrawing from ECHR will be next. Wow. Mike said, cost of immigration applications have increased. Exactly. It is not cheap. Oh. It is not cheap at all. When I applied, so obviously, when I had all of my kids in this country, I did not have permanent residency yet. So my 4 children, I paid almost £6,000 to register them as a British citizen. I still have the receipt. If anybody wants to see the receipt, I will put it on my community page. You will see how much I paid cash, almost £6,000. And I remember the form I used was for form MN1 was the form I used to apply for my children to be registered as a British citizen. Because yes, they've been here, but when I had them, I did not have a permanent residency. You remember, whatever your immigration status is as the mother is what your child will get. That was what applied to me. So when I got my indefinite leave to remain, it meant that they also had indefinite leave to remain. But still, for them to become British, I need to register them. And it was not cheap. It was not cheap, okay? So this, I'm saying, I did it 11 years ago, in 2011. So I believe it's been that long. I don't know how much this thing is going to cost now, but yeah, we're going to Google it at some point. So yet, migrants contribute more in tax to the UK economy. I agree with you. What would be the incentives for skilled migrants? Exactly. So you just want to keep using these people, and you don't want them to benefit anything from the country they are serving? Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Mike said ILR currently costs, see, £3,029. See, so it's not even far off from when I said I paid almost £2,000 for mine in 2011. So it's currently now almost £3,050 for that's for one adult. Oh. And I think citizenship application is over 1,500. Wow. Both fees, yes, they increase every year. I know that. That was why I already saved up my money to do mine then, and then I did my kids then as well, because when I was going to do my children's, I knew it was increasing. The year before it was cheap, but when the year I did my kids, it was high, and I knew if I don't do that year, can you imagine? I had to register 4 children to become British citizens, register them, because yes, they had indefinite leave to remain, but I still have to register them to become, a British citizen, because I wanted to do. I don't want the case of Windrush case to happen. I don't want my children to experience that. Hence why I closed my eyes then to spend all of that money to do that for them. And I'm sure my children are grateful for that today. So now all of these people are coming in. You've opened the door, opportunity for them to apply for the visas to come in. They've served the country for all those years. They've paid exorbitant amount of money to come into the UK with their family. They've been working without having any recourse to public funds, because like I said, if you're still renewing your visa, you are not allowed, you are not entitled to any benefit whatsoever. This is what a Briton do not know. This is what most of them do not know. But yes, people like their bosses, their organs, their position will not tell them. And then you've been doing that all these years. And what is the benefit of them serving that country? Having come in, help, work, pay taxes, and then you're telling them that rather than them getting their indefinite leave to remain after 5 years, that they will need to keep renewing, and while they are still renewing, they will still not be entitled to the benefit they should be getting after 5 years. Like, I don't know what to call this. I'm sorry, I don't know what to call this. Sunday said basically the aspirants need to build on their best behaviors when you are in Roman act. Like, see, Sunday, I'm sure most people are, but what I'm trying to say is make it make sense. The normal route is that you come in here, you have a 5-year visa. After 5 years, you can apply for indefinite leave to remain. Some people are even living it tough within that 5 years of their visa. I know a family, I've known them for years. When I met them, when I got my indefinite leave to remain, they were still renewing visas and they were training 4 children in higher institution, even till now. And I believe the last time I had a conversation, that was before their last child started university. They told me that, I'm enjoying now, because obviously I'm Britain, I already have a lot of access to all of these things. But for them, they did not have the opportunity then, which meant that their 2 children that were university then, they were paying as international students because their visa did not allow them any access to home student. Like the visa they have do not allow their children to be paid, that their school fees to be paid by the government. You can imagine people who now have 4 children who came into the UK because yes, the visa allowed them to, and then you're telling them that after 5 years they can't get indefinite to remain, which means that up until when they will train those children to university level, they will still not be entitled to home student fees that the government will help their children pay for school fees. Like, this is wickedness. I'm sorry. There's nothing else to call it. I'm sorry. People would, like, for me now, like I said, I don't believe in the life of crime, especially when you have family. As a parent, I don't believe in the life of crime. Do things by the book and you'll be fine and you stay out of trouble. But then telling people that they will keep renewing visas when they are entitled to indefinitely leave to remain after 5 years, that is currently the process now. But Kemi Badnoch is saying after 15 years. At least maybe in this way, we should say that Kemi Badnoch is making sense. But Farage is saying that no, he's going to scrap that indefinitely to remain. That whoever is on that kind of visa, they will never become a British citizen. That will mean that they now have access to all the benefits that you can get in the country. Like, I think it said, okay, you're applying. I don't really want to read any comment from this Ace. Mike said, using immigration rhetoric to win political sentiments isn't in best interest of lawful. Exactly, who have contributed substantially to the UK. Exactly. This is wickedness, nothing else. This is wickedness. Anyway, let's continue. So it says that applicants would have to meet certain criteria, including a higher salary threshold and a better standard. You can imagine there is a certain set of earning threshold that they have to be. So if you are on currently now, you have to earn above 30-something thousand pounds annually. So you can imagine being under the stress of earning a certain salary threshold, and then they still expect you to be able to save money to keep renewing your visa every 5 years. And then within that time, you pay bills, you pay full rent, you pay full council tax, you pay all of this. Like, what? He said they would have to have lived in the UK for 7 years. So which means that currently it's from 5 years. Now he said they will have to be in the UK for 7 years, and there will be a tighter restrictions on bringing spouses and children to the UK. So now if a man comes into the UK with that visa and he has been here for 7 years, so if he now wants to bring his wife and children, now you now tell the man that he can't bring his wife and children, because according to him there will be tighter restrictions on bringing spouses and children to the UK. Wow. The article continued, the new visa would also prevent any access to benefits under the plan set out by Zaya Yusuf. In an extraordinary claim, Reform said the changes would save £234 billion. But have they calculated how much is costing migrants to renew visas? Have they calculated how much of that money they are making back from migrants who are renewing their visas? Because it's every year. All of these migrants, they are renewing visas every year. Yes, somebody's visa might be due for renewal this month. Somebody else's might be ready for renewal next month. Do you guys know how much all of that is raking in? It says more than the entire NHS budget and 5 times what the UK currently spends on defense. And yes, even migrants that are coming, they still pay. I'm sure they pay something called, is it HIS fee or something? What's that fee that they call? It's not as if maybe they came into the UK and they're not paying. They still pay something called HIS fee, if I'm not mistaken. And do you guys know how much that costs? Do you know how much that costs? Do you know how much that costs? You can imagine if there's 5 people in that family and they're having to pay all of that amount. Like, make it make sense. Let's continue. So it says that boy, labor source said the figure was based on an estimate that has since been disowned by the Center for Policy Studies think tank. A note on the think tank's website says the figures are the subject of a dispute and, in quote, the overall cost estimate should no longer be used. The source said, in quote, Farage's not even half-baked announcement has already fallen apart. Yet again, reform have no credible plan and their only answer is don't know. See here, it's from this kind of things that they drop that you know what is going to potentially happen. Yes, they are saying that, oh, this talk of him has fallen apart. I won't be surprised if Labour, look at what Farage has said and they decide to implement it into whatever they want to do. Like, this country is changing like yo-yo. And like I said, for those of you who are here, if you already have your indefinite leave to remain, there's no need of sitting down on indefinite. If you're going to go borrow, take a loan from your bank, go and take a loan from your bank and apply for that British citizenship now. He has mentioned it. Don't be surprised if K-Stammer come here next week and say, oh, by the way, we are doing this, we are doing that. And you guys know, from all the things that Kemi Badenoch has been saying, some of those things that Kemi Badenoch said, they've implemented it into the white paper, which means that, you have to have English, you have to be able to speak English to a certain level. You have to, no more care visas now. Care visas visa has been, cancelled for now, like postponed. They're not issuing care visas now for now. That might change in the future. And again, if you are a student here and a master's student or whatever, normally when you finish your program, you're allowed to stay for 2 years. Now it's 18 months. And you see all of those changes. Wow. Guys, just ignore that Ace 99, please. Just ignore him. Or her. I don't know if it's a him or her. So the article continues that the CPS quickly issued a clarification on social media again, stressing that the £234 billion figure should not be used. Meanwhile, Sir Head, David, blah, 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 whatever the article is. So that's pretty much what the article says there. Now, let me go somewhere else that I want to share with you. And I was asking Google. I was asking Google questions there. How much does the Home Office make from migrants? So I asked, how much does the Home Office make from migrants applying for indefinite leave to remain? So let's assume now that there will be lots of people who have indefinite leave to remain now, but obviously because of the costs, they've not been able to go ahead to apply. So it says here that the Home Office collects fees from migrants applying for indefinite leave to remain, with a fee for a single adult application set at $3,029. You can imagine if there's a family of 5 and their children are all above the age of 18. Can you multiply £3,029 times 5? Like a family that I know, they have 4 children. All of them are in university right now. I don't know what their current immigration status is because it's been a long time I've had such discussion with them. And when I last had a conversation with them where she was telling me that they are not entitled to any benefit whatsoever, that they pay for everything. Their children were still in primary school then, and they were paying for everything. They were not entitled to anything at all. So now all their 4 sons are now in university. So I don't know what their immigration status is, but let's assume that they are still renewing visas. You can imagine training 4 children at a university. I don't know if they are paying international fees as students. Now, if they now want to apply for indefinite leave to remain, let's say, okay, they've now been able to renew their visas. They are now at the stage whereby they now qualify for indefinite leave to remain. So let's take that family, for example. Family of 6, they're all adults in the house. So multiply £3,029 times 6. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. So it says that this fee does not include the immigration health surcharge. That was what I was looking for. IHS, that migrants will pay while they are still renewing their visa. So it's not as if maybe they are totally using the NHS free. No, they've paid to use the NHS. They've paid to use the NHS. Also, which is required for most temporary visa, but is not suitable to illegal ILR applications through. The total revenue generated depends on the volume of successful applications. Trust me, most of the applications, they are successful. If there's any, I think with one of my child's application, then when I made, there was an error And normally they tell you that if there's any error, if they have to contact you, they might have to cancel the application. But luckily for me, I was able to rectify it. So normally if there's anything that you've not done properly or there's information missing, they will contact you and say, oh, this is missing, we are not accepting this. Can you do that? They will give you the chance to amend any error, because they just don't want your, yeah, they are that good that they just don't want your money to waste. But then if you've given them fake documentation or whatever, trust me, they will cancel the application and you will not get your money back. I'm telling you this. So breakdown of the fee. ILR fee is £3,029 per person. No IHS is required, because yes, they are now moving from indefinite. They are now moving from temporary visa, because they are no longer renewing every 5 years now. They are now going from their last renewal to becoming to having an indefinite leave application. So a separate IHS fee is not charged for ILR patient. I don't know why I'm saying patients, applicants. Family members, each additional family member included in the application also pays £3,029. Can you hear that? Each additional family member. So now I don't know if children below the age of 18 will also be paying this fee. So guys, I'm reading this article, so I'm not saying your comment. Let me read your comment from another device. So Sunday said, M5, I don't mean to be insensitive, but it's all about opportunities that our Nigerian government wasn't giving us, but the government, UK government wants us. I absolutely understand. But then I don't think it's fair that people who are already here are now being told that, oh, okay, it's no longer going to be 5 years. You need to have been staying here for 7 years before you can apply for indefinite leave to remain. And again, they'll probably say, oh, your annual income should be £45,000. What job in the UK pays £45,000? I'm a nurse. I've been qualified 3 years. My salary, obviously, I have had salary increase. I had a salary increase in my second year of nursing, and then I had a salary increase in my third year of nursing. That's from my employer. It's not from the government, whatever, because yes, nurses are clamoring for government to increase nurses' salary, but I think they gave us a 5% raise last year. So I've been practicing for 3 years, and I think it's next year or maybe this year that I get my raise on the banding. So I'm going to be like a top 5. I'm going to be a top band 5, maybe sometimes this year, or maybe I'm already. So my salary is not even £35,000 per annum. If I look at my pay slip now, I can see an estimate of, I think, £33,500 per annum. And is it everybody that are coming that are nurses? No. Some of them are healthcare workers. Most of these people on these visas are all healthcare workers. And tell me what healthcare job is paying £35,000 per annum. So I understand maybe it's something they want to do for new people who are coming to this. To make sure that people are not like people who are applying on coming, so that they make up their mind and say, okay, I don't want to come. Maybe this is to prevent people from coming. But those who are already here, why should you have to disorganize their lives? Why? That's just what I'm saying. And I get to Sunday. I'm not disputing. I'm not being mad at you, but I definitely understand where you're coming from. I do. So what the fee covers, the ILR fee is one of the highest immigration fees because it provides a valuable entitlement to stay in the UK indefinitely. It grants full access to public benefits. Yes, like I said, it's once you are now on that indefinite leave to remain that you can now start getting public benefit. That is when you are now entitled to public recourse, like public fund. That is when you apply, you are able to. Okay, and now, like I said, this thing that they've gradually just said down, they said that, oh, it doesn't make sense. I won't be surprised if in the next 6 months they are trying to implement it, because labor is just stealing something from there and attaching it. Important consideration, they do fee waivers. Individuals who cannot afford to pay the fee may be eligible for a fee waiver, which can be applied for with the Home Office. I've never seen anybody who applied for that fee waiver before. Maybe for children who are in care, maybe children who came into this country as a child and they don't have maybe family or something. I think those or who have been looked after by the system, maybe. So that's that about that. And guys, it's not cheap. So what is the possibility of this happening, or what is the chance that this is going to happen? Because Nigel Farage and Kemi Badenoch, they are brothers and sisters, and I think in a way maybe Kemi Badenoch is at the moment, maybe Kemi Badenoch is fair. Maybe she's fair. So I was asking Google again. Let me share my screen with you. I don't want to be here for too long, guys. I was asking again, what is the possibility of Nigel Farage becoming the next prime minister in the UK? According to this article, is on the right track. He is on the right track. Hello, Chief, how are you? Chief Farm said Nigel Farage and UK politicians deceiving Brits that immigrants are their problem. One thing is sure, even if all immigrants are sent to British people will still there's a Chief, thank you. There's a video I brought up. I'm going to share with you guys now. Farage says the UK has brought in too many poor people from the third world, but these poor people are working. They are working. They are contributing to the economy. They are contributing to the see. There are some immigrants from the European country. Some of them they don't work. They don't work. And I don't, for me, I should speak for myself. Since I've got my residence permit, I have been working from day one when I got my definite leave to remain. And I got my definite leave to remain in 2010. And that was from 4 years after I arrived into this country. I've been working since 2010. And we're into 2025. I have gone to school, trained, and I'm still working, and I'm still chipping in, paying my taxes. Do you guys know how much I pay in tax every month? Do you guys know? Do you guys know? Everybody know go be nurse. So migrants are contributing. Migrants are contributing, and they feel like there's a lot of migrants coming in because some of their own children are refusing to get their backside off the seat to go get a job. It's because their own children are not working. Maybe if their children are working, there won't be a lot of migrants taking up, like, doing all the work. Maybe if some of these people like Ace, if maybe 99.8% of them are actually working, there won't be that 2% of migrants in the UK doing all the jobs. Because tell me something, there was during the time where there was a protest where they were attacking all the migrants. We all know how some workplaces struggled for those 2 days alone that migrants did not go out because migrants were terrified of going out. At some point, some employers are sending other colleagues to come collect migrant workers so that they don't get attacked on the streets. I know some, like I said, I don't think there's any Nigerian that I know, the ones that I know personally that do not work. I don't think there's any that I know that do not work. In fact, they are German, and they don't just do one job. In fact, I used to like hail them like, how do you guys manage multiple jobs? Me, by the time I do my third shift in the week, I'm done. Like, I'm done. I do 3 times 12 hours a week. I'm full time. That's 7.5 hours. That's my working hour, and that is how I've been working since I've become a qualified nurse. Since I become a qualified nurse, I've never worked part time. And yes, it's easy. You can Google what is the annual salary of a nurse. A top band 5, and I don't even know if I've already attained the top band 5. I think it's after 3 years you get the top band 5. I'm not sure. I'm not even checking. So migrants are working. Maybe if some of these home-bred Britons, maybe if they actually work, maybe just maybe there won't be a lot of people, and it's because they know the kind of society they've got. That's why they allowed migrants come in. And now they are complaining because they don't want migrants who have been contributing. They don't want them to now get the benefit of actually serve that country. In my own opinion, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. Obviously, with the article on the screen now, it looks like they're on the lead. And he's probably going to be working with Trump anyway because he's quite close to Trump, allegedly. Lawful migrants are law abiding. Absolutely. Like for me, I told you, I've never had any issues with police in this country. The only crime I committed was not really a crime. I drove via a bus route, a bus lane, because I was looking for ECU. I drove via a bus lane at night. I did not realize because I don't drive that road. It's not a road I drive at all. So it was the shortest shortcut. It was the shortest route to the African restaurant I was going to go buy my ECU. I didn't realize it was a bus lane. I drove into it and I was fined £60. Luckily, if you pay within 2 weeks, you only pay £30. And then obviously the issue I had with social services concerning my son, you guys know that videos on my channel. That's the only instance I've never had any issue, any at all. Because I don't believe in the life of crime. So according to this article now, it looks like Nigel Farage might as well become the next PM. But we shall see. This is just all of their estimates. That might change. We don't know. So just before I go, there's a video I want to play to you guys. Let me find it. It's on TikTok. And I won't be taking any calls because I just want to come share this information quickly. I need to go have a quick nap because I'm tired. So I found this video, I think about 2 weeks ago. I just saved it. I don't know why I saved it, but let's listen to it. And there's another one I'm going to play to you guys. It was like in quotes, go back to your country. I've heard that several times. And in all of the recent protests going on about asylum seekers, about government wanting to use a hotel to house asylum seekers. And yes, I understand. While some people are being like, why is it that hotels that even people who are born and bred in this country, if we say we don't have accommodation, they are not going to put you in a hotel. They were expected to go and make up with the family somewhere to accommodate you. But yes, people are coming through small boats. And I've said it, Nigerians don't come into the UK via small boats. And I'll see there's a channel I came across as well. Now, lots of Nigerians are now going to Ireland. And yes, there's a guy on YouTube here who has been calling out all the Nigerians who come to Ireland to claim asylum. Yes, he has been calling out all Nigerians, some of them single male. They will ask them, where have you come from? Some of them are saying, well, they've come from so plain, like, oh, is there war in your country? Why are you here claiming asylum? Because how did they know these Nigerian guys are claiming asylum? They know these Nigerian guys are claiming asylum because of where they found them. There's like a shelter, like a Christian shelter, where if you've just newly arrived in Ireland to claim asylum, that's where they'll send you to temporarily for accommodation. And then over time, they'll give you your own flats. So obviously they saw these guys moving there. And they were like, oh, have you come? Where have you come from? Those ones thought maybe these guys were just helping them, but the guy was just asking them to make fun of them. And they were like, oh, you've come from Nigeria. Is there war in your country? Why are you here? People, Irish people are not having accommodation, but look at them. They've just come from Nigeria, and they've been giving them accommodation. Yeah, lots of Nigerians are now running to Highland. They're now running to Highland. I think I missed a couple of comments here. Let me try and scroll back. Sorry, I missed your comment. Let me scroll back. I think the last comment I read was Sunday's comment. Chief Arm, I've seen Chief Arm's comment as well. You're welcome, Sunday. I've seen Mike's comment as well. Cindy, welcome. I see you. Eve said, I did not know you are having another live. I'm listening in the background. Don't mind me. See, on my day, see, even though it's my day off, I am still hustling, still walking away. Because I don't believe in the life of crime. The work of my hands. I can do this in the confines of my home. When I'm on the street, when I'm at work, I jam, I work, do my job as a nurse, care for people, do it diligently. And on my day off, I still try to do something on the side. African goddess said, first of all, this attitude is not new. I am a British Nigerian born in the 60s, okay? While we were invited after WW2, that was by the government, not the people. Most white people have never wanted migrants. Most white people are okay. I know. I agree with you, African goddess. I agree with you. But nowadays, they are not even sugarcoating it. They are not even bending their mouth to say. They are opening their mouth and saying it with their full chests. But in my own opinion, I just felt that it's not fair. People who have come here, you were the one who opened the borders for them to come. You're the one who advertised these things that they could come, and they've come to help, work, pay their dues, not claiming benefit in the 5 years, and now their entitlement, which was there when they were making the application, which was what the government promised them, you now want to take it off their backside. It's not fair. It's not fair. Anyway, let's listen to this video, and there's another one I'm going to play as well. Let's listen to this.
Well, what if we did? Imagine if every black and brown person went back to their country of origin, discovered by whatever means. Here's what would happen in the first 30 days. Stick around for day 30, because that's when the truth really lands. Day 1, hospitals, buses, supermarkets, construction sites, thousands of essential workers gone overnight. Services collapsed before the morning rush. Days 2 to 4, headlines are screaming, labor shortage crisis! Schools close early, warehouses back up, food deliveries stall, parents scramble, and businesses, they start panicking like mad. Days 5 to 7, the government hold emergency meetings, like that's gonna help. Recruitment drives fail, because there's not enough skills left in the country. Immigration police, once hostile, suddenly start looking desperate. Meanwhile, communities abroad are starting to welcome back their doctors, engineers, and teachers. Days 8 to 12, the media run frantic, start running.
Exactly. You can imagine if all the Nigerian doctors in diaspora go back to Nigeria, or if all the surgeons that have come from their own country, they all go back. Can you imagine? Let's keep listening.
And think pieces like, what if they never come back? Stock market dips, inflation spikes, and racists who once said go back start to complain. Who's gonna run our trains? Who's gonna clean our hospitals? Like that's all we do. Days 13 to 17, the supply chain jams. Crops rot in the fields, supermarkets ration their stock, and protests erupt in major cities as prices climb and services are broken. Days 18 to 21, the Western economy buckles and investors start to pull their money abroad. Skilled workers start to build, sparking growth across Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, and Latin America. Reverse brain drain is underway. Days 22 to 25, corporate leaders start admitting the obvious. We depended on them. Politicians try to spin the thing, but the public ain't buying it, and confidence in the government crumbles. Now who's clapping for crumbs? Days 26 to 29, chaos deepens. Airports still half empty, hospitals still understaffed, businesses shutting down left, right, and center. And now commentators start saying the quiet part out loud. We asked them to leave, and now we're paying the price. Day 30, a month later, and the insult collapses under its own weight.
Exactly.
Black and brown communities aren't the burden, they're the backbone.
Oh,
and now
yes,
the Western world just proved it.
Right, there's another video I saved again. Let me find that one, and I'm going to round up this live stream. Actually, I saw the video. I don't know if I saved it or... Yeah, there's the video.
The number one reason I believe that immigrants are taking your jobs is because of hangovers. I believe it's hangovers. As an employer, it's probably the main thing that I look at when it comes to employing someone. As I say this, outside now in the pouring down rain, just by here, are a group of 6 lads. I'll say 6 lads. They're in their 30s and 40s, and they're drinking cans of Stella. And one of them looks like it's got a flag and a cider. And these are the kind that go on the march and say immigrants are taking our jobs. I do not see any immigrants outside right now drinking because it's 10 o'clock on a Wednesday in the morning. So you got to ask yourself, if this person is coming over on a boat and has all the disadvantages, like can barely speak the language, no possessions, no structure, no family, no nothing, and is able to take your job, why? Why are they able to take your job? Do you actually want to work? That's the question, because these guys don't. You can't tell me these guys don't, but they will be on that march saying they're taking our jobs. No, bro. It's 10 o'clock on a Wednesday and you got a can of Stella in your hand. You would not be in work even if you had a job. Fact. The number one reason I believe that immigrants
you guys heard that
is because of hangover.
Yeah, they're not going to move out of their backside to get a job. And then you hear them saying, oh, they're taking my job. And in fact, there's another video again that I saw there. The guy was like, oh, they're taking my job. And the lady was like, okay, have you applied? Oh, yes, I applied. But why did you not get a job? Oh, because I've got a criminal record. Yes! No employer will employ you because you've got a freaking criminal record. You've gone to jail. Or you are going after small picking. Why employer is going to recruit you because you are playing with kids? Yes. And don't get me wrong, all of these things, there are some Oluwoles who have brought their videos and who have been arrested. But then, what I'm trying to say in essence is this: it's not fair that people who have been renewing visas and the pathway to them getting settled is that after 5 years they can apply for indefinite to remain, and then Nigel Farage is trying to put something like I said, if you are currently Chucky, welcome, bro. If you are currently sitting on your indefinite leave to remain, go and apply for that British citizenship. Because you don't want your case to be the case of those Windrush people. You know, the case of the Windrush, go Google Windrush history and you understand what I'm talking about. You will understand what I'm talking about. And I also want to believe that this woman that was stranded in Ghana, how many weeks ago, she went on holiday with her daughter, and then on her way coming back, something happened at the home office, which meant that she was not able to come back. She was in Ghana for 4 months, and this is for someone that should be in the UK undergoing a chemo treatment because she has cancer. He has to take an intervention of a journalist, and I was going to actually do that story, but I got carried away with other stuff. And it was after 4 months, because what happened, there was a mixture of whatever with her details or whatever. 4 months she spent in Ghana when she only went for 2 weeks holiday. She was all that time she was staying in an hotel for that 4 months. You can imagine the expenses. So if you have your indefinite leave to remain, I know it's a lot of money now. It's about 3,000 plus to apply. It's a lot. And you can imagine when I told you guys I applied for my kids in 2011, 4 of them, I applied for indefinite leave to remain. It cost me over £6,500. That money, if I saved it to what I have then, I would have bought my first property then. Because 11 years ago or 12 years ago, you can actually deposit £7,000 to get your first home. But I had to pay that because I didn't want the case of Windrush to happen to my kids. Anyway, with that being said, guys, just like African Goddess here said that people should have plan B, but then plan B definitely won't be for me. Plan B is Nigeria for me, but then it will be what other country do we want to go? They're all changing everything. Canada, UK changes policies. The next thing, Canada is following suit. The next thing, the US is in US one that is even worse now. You walk anyhow, ICE will carry you. Before you are even able to explain yourself, you are back in your home country. So I guess home is always going to be the best for us. And it's just like, obviously, a reminder of what I said in my earlier live stream that, all of these things going on, our people back home, this is me now addressing Nigerians, our people back home, they are not ready. We are here clamoring for, this should be the thing to be done. But the people in Nigeria, they are looking at us like, all right, okay, who's gonna move the movement? We are not going to see Nepal happen in Nigeria. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We are not going to see Nepal happen. All we have to do is do our best to stay ahead of all of these policies. For me, I do that, even though I have no. I already have my black passport. Black passport. I already have my black passport. I think I have my black passport. I do my black passport. I still keep up to date with all of these changes. Well, that taught me there's a certain it's just a talk, but then you all know how they come up with it. And before you know that, Kistama will now come and say, will come and take a little bit of what he said. You know how Kistama will take a little bit of what Kenya is saying and implementing it. So I won't be surprised if Kistama takes that and then with a couple of weeks, another change. Would I even said they've changed the pension age. This is the third time in my lifetime in this country that they've raised the pensionable age. I think I'm going to do that live stream maybe about 2 hours after it now. They'll freaking raise, in fact, maybe I should talk about it now. They'll freaking raise the pension age again. Third time since I joined the workforce in the UK. So according to my HMRC app, I am going to be working till I am 68, which means I will be working for another 24. I'm 42 now, which means I'm going to be working for another 24 years. Because why? People are living longer. So because people are living longer, they should work till they drop. So if people are working longer, at what age should they actually cash out their pension and enjoy their pension? Because some people are actually, not everybody is living longer. And even if they live longer, they don't have that strength, they don't have that stamina. So is it when they are sick that they will not be assessing their pension? I saw the article this morning and I was like, seriously? That's the third time they've increased the pension, the pensionable age or the pension age, the retirement age, if that's what I'm going to call it. That's the third time. When I joined the workforce, it was sitting at 58 years old. Now, it is now 66 or what? Let me go and look at that. In fact, let me find the article. Hold on, let me find the article. Let me go and Google. Right, guys, I'm parrying. New retirement age, UK. Yeah, so let me share my screen. And then I'm going to round up, guys. It was recently increased again. And I was like, Kilode, why? So the current UK state pension age is 66, which will rise to 67. It has been confirmed because there was an email that I received. Which will increase to, like I said, when I joined the workforce, it was 58. And like I said, this is the third time they have actually increased the UK pension age. So in a way, I don't know how this is going to impact me. So I'm going to read further on it. And then maybe I need to hop my working game. So it says here that which will rise to 67 between April 2026 and March 2028, and then to 68 between 2044 and 2046. These changes are legislated by the Pension Act 2014, with the government required to review the state pension age regularly to ensure it remains sustainable and fair. The timing of the 68th birthday increase is subject to review, with the next review scheduled within 2 years of the next parliament. So it's currently at 66. By next year, it's increasing. No, hold on. I saw an article. Come on, let me check the article. I received an article and I saved that article. I saved it. When I see stuff like that, I don't joke with it. I saved it. Where's the article now? I saved it. Oh, I saved it. You guys. Okay, let me go into my email address and then I'll be able to share that article with you. Guys, I'm rounding up, okay? But let me quickly share this with you guys before I go. All right, let me share this. Let me share the article now. So it says, officially approved. Say goodbye to pension age 67. New age release. So this is dated September 2022. So it says here that, hello everyone, for years, blah, 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 blah. The government has officially decided that the state plan increase will not go ahead. The government has officially decided that the planned increase in the state pension age to 67 will not go ahead. Instead, the new official pension age will be set at 66, and this age is expected to remain in place for the foreseeable future. So the changes is here. So what does the new pension age mean for you? So if you're currently in your late 50s or early 60s, this announcement means that you could access your state pension at 67 instead of 60, at 66 instead of 67. For many, that represents a full extra year of income, which could make a huge difference in retirement plan. Okay, and also it says there that impact on younger generation. That will be me. That will be me because I'm a younger generation. While those approaching retirement will welcome the change, at least I know a few people who are retiring. In fact, there's something they call early retirement now, which means that instead of you working full time, you take early retirement. And if you used to work 4 days a week, you take an early retirement and you work maybe 2 days a week or 1 day a week. I know a couple of colleagues who have done that, and I envy them a lot. So it says here that while those approaching retirement will welcome the change, younger generations may wonder what it means for them. For now, the pension age is set at 66, but future governments could review it again if life expectancy rises significantly. This means that workers under 40 should not assume the age will remain the same forever. But for now, yeah, it's set at 60, 66. So for us now, for me, it's probably, like I said, this is the third time it's been changed since I joined the UK workforce. Third time. So it's going to change by next year. So African Goddess said, we are fighting the wrong fight. What we should be fighting is our corrupt government. Yes, I'm of the same opinion to African Goddess. I'm forcing places like the UK to either return all the stolen money. This is we're just talking about Wike this morning. How it's been alleged that Wike bought 4 properties in Florida, and he's claiming that he did not know how they were in his children's name. So in such case, like I said, in a saner environment, you would imagine that for that allegation to have come out, for such evidence that I've seen so far, that the case will be investigated, but I don't think it will be investigated. But hey, what do I know? My friend said, let them look after their own elderly. Exactly. There are more Nigerian doctors in the UK. True. In fact, my work, I know 2 surgeons that are Nigerians. Yes, one of them is an orthopedic surgeon and the other one is a general surgeon. So when I say orthopedics, anything with knee replacement, hip replacement, anything with bone surgery is a surgeon. In fact, a consultant. And yes, the other one is a general consultant and a surgeon as well. So any surgery like gallbladder surgery, any general surgery at all, at least I know 2. I might not know all of them in my entire hospital, but these 2, I see them often. So so if those were to go back, Nigeria would be a better place. But then lots of people are leaving. Even though the Nigerian government tried to put stuff in place to stop them, but they are still leaving. That talking said, Auntie Kemi as PM, Farage as deputy. It won't be good though. And God will not let that combination work. It will not work. African Goddess said, Kemi is confused. She is not British in that sense of what she will never be PM. Eve said, people on Suez don't help with their ridiculous videos saying what they are not supposed to say online. You know what? I really won't blame some of these people because, like I'm speaking to you right now, I was reading a post and I think that will be my live stream for later on. Even as we know that certificate of sponsorship is not meant to be sold, even as we know that they have cancelled care worker visa. I was reading a post on something community on YouTube yesterday. Somebody is asking that She is ready to pay for COS to come into the UK. And I was like, are these people dumb? Have they not seen news that COS is not to be sold? If you are in Nigeria and somebody is promising you certificate of sponsorship if you pay, because this lady is like, oh, it's for a family, for me, my husband, and my 3 children, that the money is not the problem, that she's willing to pay. She just wants to be sure that she's not going to be scammed. For the fact that you are saying that money is not the problem, you are already being scammed, because you should not be paying a penny to anybody. So if, in a way, I won't follow those people who are saying all this COS thing. I've done a video here last week where I called out a certain guy who runs a Nigerian community page on X who was allegedly scamming people, obviously saying that it's going to help them with COS, and the COS did not come through. Oluomo of Debbie, he allegedly took money from people. He came into my DM to try and threaten me, and I was like, come, all of these people that are coming to your page saying that, yes, you acted as an intermediary, you collected money as an intermediary, COS no work, return our money. You did not return their money. Instead, you blocked them, you did all of, like, a lot of people on his page came out, called him out. He came into my DM. I shared the message he shared. He told me what he wrote to me. I shared it to the people on the platform. See the people that some of you are still, they were like, oh, he will never change. Still, like I said, this article I read, this message I read was on Instagram last night before I went to bed. Someone saying that, oh, she does not mind paying. She just wants to be sure that she's not going to be scammed. And I was like, I was going to actually drop a very, very rude comment. But like, you know what? Don't worry. Shebi, you have money. You will get scammed. And when you get scammed, your heart will open. And if there's any of you watching right now, you are not supposed to pay for COS. And again, they've cancelled care visa. You can't apply for care visa again. The visa that I think is a route for you to do is like, maybe you want to come and study PhD, you want to come and study masters, or maybe you are a professional job, you are a consultant, maybe you are somebody who is a doctor, you're good at what you do. These are the kind of visas that you should go apply for. But if somebody is telling that they will help you get COS, you are in a long thing. That person just want to use your money to do dirty December in Nigeria. Because I don't understand, and people are saying in the comment section that, come, where are you? Is it that you don't listen to news, or just go and Google? Just go and Google. She's like, the money is not the problem. I just want to be sure that she's not being scammed. And I was thinking in mind that for the fact that you already think that, yes, there's a possibility of you getting that COS, you're a gunner, you're already been scammed. So I won't blame those people. I won't. Because like I said, if Nigeria was good, they would not all want to leave. They would not all want to leave. African Goddess said, Plan B has to be a black country. Okay. Black country, that one will be hard though. I can't even think of one in my head. If enough of us return, Nigeria will change. Yes, I believe. Number 5, I normally agree with you, but not on this one. Okay, no wahala. My own, like I've always said, Nigeria is still going to be home for me any day, anytime. But I will not be moving on the streets the way normal Nigerians move. Maybe because I've been here for a very long time. I was saying that no, I will have to go everywhere with entourage. Do I have the money to move everywhere with an entourage? No, because I don't think there's any Nigerian diaspora who is not terrified of going back to Nigeria. Yes, I've got a trip planned for Nigeria, but I am terrified already. I know I will go and I will come back safely, but yes, let me leave it that way. No country develops when its best minds are outside. I absolutely agree with you. Yes, so Mike, they want us to work and drop. And I've seen it. I actually saw a few articles, a few people who share their experience that no, this retirement age, yeah, people are living longer, but because they're living longer does not mean that they should continue working. They've worked all their lives, and if they've reached that age that they should get their pension, let them get their pension and enjoy their money. But because they're living longer now, they're now increasing the age. No wonder if you go to all the supermarkets, you see all of this mama, all of these aged women still working. I'm like, why are you guys freaking still working? They are all in supermarkets. That's why all these young students are not able to. You know how many times I've been clamoring for my kids to go get part-time jobs? They're like, Mom, I can't find a job. And then you go onto the supermarket, you see aged people. If you look at them at times, like this woman should be like 70 something. She's still working at the checkout. When should she be at home looking after her grandchildren? Or even watching Jeremy B or Jeremy whatever every morning? But they're still working. Yes, it's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing that people are living longer. They are living longer. Allow them enjoy that money that they've saved for their old age. Not wanting to let them remain in employment. Me, I aim and I pray to retire at age 50. So help me God. Hence why when you watch my videos, please don't skip the ads. Don't skip the ads because I want to retire at age 50. When you watch my videos, don't skip the ads. And when you watch, don't just watch alone. Share, please, so that people can watch and they can come and, maybe give me super chats. Maybe say, oh, that mom of 5, I saw this and I want to send it to you. Or maybe that mom of 5, what's your PayPal? Can I PayPal you? Guys, I'm serious. Mike said pension age to withdraw your 25% tax free will be increased from 25 to 58 years from 20. It's going to increase. Like Joy Mommy said, hello Joy Mommy, how are you today? In Germany, it's 67. Like I said, this is the third time they are increasing it since I started working in this country. And me now, so me sitting here at 42. So if I had 42 plus, guys, let me do the math too, because I tell you guys I want to retire at age 50. So if it means I should be doing live stream 20 times a day, I will come and do it. As long as there will be people to watch me. So according to my HMRC app, it says that my retirement age, let me go and check again to be sure, so that I'm not giving you guys fibs. Then if you don't know, you can check your retirement age on your HMRC app. Okay, that's what your HMRC app looks like. If you go to either Apple Store or Apple or Google Play, just type HMRC, you can download it. So let me go and check. So when you download the app, it will ask you for your personal details, you register. So it says here that I can get my state pension on the 25th of May 2048. So we're in 2000 and what now? We're in 2025. So 2048. I'm doing math, and we're in 2025. So 3. So I'm supposed to be working for the next 23 years. And I'm 42. So which means that I'll work till I'm 65. God forbid bad thing. I will work till I am 65. And that is when I'll be able to withdraw. I'll be able to withdraw my pension. And the forecast in 2048, the forecast that I'm supposed to be getting as my pension for a year is £12,014. And this is depending on how much I'm putting in so far. So normally I put in 8.9% superannuation, if that's how they call it, into my pension. 8.9%, the highest number. That's what I put in for my pension. So they are saying here that you can get your state pension on the 25th of May 2048. Your forecast is £230.25 a week. 1,001, and from this money you still be paying your rent if you are still renting, and if God says I'm going to buy a house in this country, so from that 1,001 a month you still be paying rent. I would imagine when you get to a certain age you can travel free, you don't have to pay for transport and all of these things. And then £12,014.12 a year. And it says that this forecast is not a guarantee and it's based on the current law. So if the law changes, I might not even get up to that. So you guys, oh God. Enoru said you are joking. Before you get to 50, it will be 70. Enoru, stop it though. Are you joking? Stop before I won't deny, never say never. But like I said, when I started work, this is the third time they've changed the age. So it's saying that this forecast that I'm seeing on my app, according to my details, my what I've contributed, that is not even guaranteed. That the figure they've given me so far is based on the current law right now. So let's say the law might change and this forecast will change. So it does not include any increase due to inflation. So it says here also what I'm supposed to be contributing to my national insurance to reach my forecasts. So if I want to get more than that, I can decide to put more. But then I was speaking to somebody and somebody was like, no, don't, if you continue putting whatever you are putting via your pay at work, but then take out a private pension. So if you have extra money, put it in a private pension. That was what one of my Oyinbo colleague advised me to do. That, you know what, continue putting your 8.9% from your salary into it. But if you have spare, so you guys are watching me, please watch my videos and watch my ads. So any money that I see from me, I can put it into my private pension. So Enoru just said that before I get to 50, it will be 70 for retirement age. It could possibly happen. So It's giving me it's saying to me that forecast if you contribute another 19 years. You know, if you go on that happens very, very good. It will set you on the track so you know what you're doing. So if you see me doing German, all this work I'm doing, don't blame me, oh, don't blame me. That Chucky said, is your job taken by that Chucky? Me, I'm ignoring that person, okay? Mike said, Mom of 5, this age change is for state pension though, which is a male less than. Yeah, so for mine is giving me 230 something pounds. You can retire anytime if you have it. That's what I'm saying. I've only just considered private pension 3 years ago, because that was when I started working full time. That was when I qualified as a nurse, and all of my kids are, you know, they are growing now. So it was only 3 years ago I actually considered private pension, and I'm not putting a lot in there, because how much is my nursing salary? How much is my nursing salary? So yes, I started my private pension 3 years ago, and I don't know. I don't know. African Goddess said that, Chucky, in all honesty, most migrants are doing work nowhere else. Exactly true. What I do believe is that migrants contribute to the housing crisis. Yes, it's true. You know, even before migrants came in, the UK has always suffered housing issues. I'm sure there was an article I saw. Like, guys, I read a lot of articles, and at times I don't know why I don't save them. Maybe because my laptop, I've got a lot of stuff I've downloaded. I think I actually know what to do. I need to move those stuff to my external hard drive. I saw an article where it actually says that, because at the end of the day, it's not only immigrants that are coming that are taking up this housing. People from Poland, all of these European countries, they are in the UK as well. They've always been in the UK before we, the migrants, Nigerians, all those people that are coming, Ghanaian, Gambians, all of these people. The Europeans have always been in this country. So they are the ones allegedly that contributed to the housing crisis in the UK. So it's not really about all of these new Jackpedians. No. So these people are already part of how or why the UK experienced housing crisis. So it's not as if they've always had housing issues. They've always had. So yeah, it's an act of desperation. Don't worry, some of us we have invested in our village. Don't worry, we don't need to be told. If you're an African here and you've not invested in your village, you're on a long thing. I might not be a homeowner here, but I'm a landlady in Nigeria. Don't worry, we already did. You don't need to tell us. Right, let me read your comments, guys. I'm rounding up. African Goddess said, Mom of 5, I was born in the UK, lived here for 40 years, been back in Nigeria since 2011. Wow. Maybe I might see you if I come to Nigeria. I'm coming for your wedding in October, so maybe I might see you. Joy Yomi, you are laughing. Continue to save your money very well, oh. Take your YouTube channel seriously, oh. That's the only advice I will give you as a sister. Okay. Joy Yomi said, it's not easy, it's not. And lots of Nigerians, they have handworks, some of us do. Like for me now, apart from the fact that I'm a nurse, you guys should come and patronize my business, okay? In fact, let me share my business with you guys. That's one of the reasons. These are other stuff I do out with YouTube, because I know that even my salary is not enough. Yes, I work full time, but it's still not enough. I have a side also, This is my business. I sell scented candles. Christmas is coming, so come and buy gifts. I sell scented candles in various, in a tin, in a rose gold tin, in glasses. I sell diffusers, car diffusers. I sell home diffusers in like 100 ml. Patronize my business. My website is tmo5candleco.co.uk. TMO5 www.tmo5.com. Okay, and you can also find me on TikTok as well. I ship throughout the UK, so it's getting up. We are, Christmas around the corner. I sell wax melt as well, so if you love wax melt, patronize me. You can find my TikTok shop, TMO5 Candleco, on TikTok, and you can order from my website as well. So these are part of the things I do. So aside being a nurse, as I do YouTube, I have this small side also, and yes, it's not one that is buoyant, but it's a small side also. And I also do freelance translations, and I do translation with insurance companies. I do what do I do? Like I take part in surveys, paid surveys, on a conwaja, anything that I know that's going to bring me, something small, I do it. As long as I get invitations for it, I do it. I don't shy away from something that I know will fetch me, because at times when I do even surveys, some survey you only have to do it for half an hour and they pay like £100. That £100, I'll fill my car for £60 a month, and I'll maybe, if I feel like eating Chinese, buy myself Chinese. So you guys should patronize my business there. It will mean a great deal. I tried to add this website to my YouTube, but I don't know how to. It was just too complicated for me. So hence why my website is a standalone. So patronize me, okay? I really appreciate. Thank you. Joy Mommy said, pension money can only be enjoyed in Nigeria because it will go a long way. Absolutely, you are right. You are right. Mike said, my private pension is now in 6 figures. Oh yeah, send me my own percentage for hearing sake. Send me my own percentage because you don't tell me now. So for hearing sake, I need my own. I need my own percentage. Mike, I'll be stalking you now. I'll be stalking you now. So for those of you who are telling us to go back home, we are not going to go. Do your worst. Do your worst. We are not going to go. Do your worst. Maybe those of you, both of you that are here, maybe when you get off your backside and stop living on the door, then we will know that you're talking because I can see your comment. But to them, to me, it means nothing to me. Get off your backside. Go get a job. Stop living on the door. Let DWP and Job Center breathe. It's only 7:05. You are retiring early in Jesus. Amen. Oh, amen. Side, yeah, side also help. Hey, Mike. Now you are talking. Thank you. Side also helps a lot. You know, that's why I said I often say this to people who are coming to the UK legally. Apart from the fact that you have your employed work, you know, do something on the side. For me, I can't remember the last time I bought myself a bar soap. I make my own bar soap. For me to sell, it entails a lot of requirements. So I don't sell bar soap. I just make it at home for my family. But my candles, they're all. I make sure I follow the requirement, all the guidelines, and I'm good to go. So yeah, shop my products. Anyway, with that being said, I just thought I would bring this out here, guys. Take heed of the advice. Like I said, I'm not an immigration advisor. This is just for educational purposes only, okay? If there's anything you're not sure of in regards to your visa, please, if you don't have the money to go to a lawyer, go to your local citizens advice bureau, okay? And also, I know the norm now, the norm that some of our Nigerian people are doing in this diaspora. If they have an issue, the next thing they are running to go and open GoFundMe. Come, as time goes on, GoFundMe will block Nigerians from doing GoFundMe. Any small thing, GoFundMe. Any small thing, GoFundMe. If we are not careful, GoFundMe will block Nigerians for setting up GoFundMe because any slight thing like this, GoFundMe. Kilode, why? I'm just saying. That's all I've got to say. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you find the information I've shared here useful so far. Like I said, if you are currently sitting on your indefinite leave to remain right now, please, if it means you're going to take a loan, if it means you're going to use that credit card, if it means you're going to use your overdraft, do it and get that British citizenship done. Because if I have to think of the money I spent doing mine and my children, I wouldn't have done it. But I don't want what the Windrush people are going through right now. I might say it's not going to happen, but because I don't want it to happen, I have to close my life. I remember that money was a compensation money I got. I was driving a car and I was involved in a traffic accident where somebody drove into me. So it was that money that I got, almost 8 grand. I just closed my eyes and removed the 7 grand from that money to do that indefinitely for me and my kids. And today we are benefiting, we are getting the benefit of it. It's a lot of money, okay? You can imagine how many people that are actually applying for indefinite leave to remain, who are still applying every year. Do you know how amount of money that is generating for UK government? And they still don't want to give these people the chance to benefit from the country they are serving. You're wrong now. You're wrong. But what do I know? Like I said, if it means you have to go borrow that money, well, this country, nobody will borrow you money. But if you're able to borrow from your bank, do so. If you're going to use that overdraft, that credit card, do so. But at least you know that you're holding on to something. And with that being said, thank you so much, guys. And like I said, do not buy COS if you're in Nigeria and somebody is telling you that I will give you COS. You're on a long thing. That person just wants to use your money to go and do dirty December. That's it. That is it. And there are some people who are struggling to get COS as well. If you're struggling to get COS in the city you currently reside, maybe it's worth relocating. Yes, it's worth relocating. So some of them say they're in London, they're in some areas that they're struggling to get COS. Maybe it's worth relocating. And also learn to drive. Learning to drive is one of the best gifts I've given myself. Well, my job does not entail that I must drive, but if you're in the care route where you're a care worker, most of them will always ask if you drive. So do yourself a favor, learn to drive, okay? Learn to drive. So yes, and if you're struggling to get serious as well, maybe it's worth looking out of the area you currently reside. You know, if you're in Sheffield and you've gone everywhere in Sheffield, you can't find. Maybe it's high time you move away or you relocate out of Sheffield. Look elsewhere. Okay, so that's just that's just the last input there that I need to give you. And yes, if you're a migrant here, be very very careful. Stay away from anything crime. Stay away from anything that will land you into trouble because if you commit now, they catch you. Eko lele muitala straight. You don't want that for you. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to read this last comment and I'm going to end the live stream, right? African Goddess said, how do you know they are living on the dole? In all honesty, people and their family members pay into the system, they have a right to their money. I'm not talking about our people who are African Goddess. These two people, this A99, AC99, and this other one that are talking. We know if you go to job center, you see all of them. You see all of them. And even when they find a job center will still give them vouchers to go and get clothes from Primark to go and if they want to go for a job interview. But some of them will still go. They still will not get the job. And then you see migrants doing the job and you are complaining. Like we saw that video I said, that was an English employer saying that. Looking at his window now, he saw 6 young guys drinking a can of Carling on a Monday morning when their mates are at work. You definitely won't see me on a Monday morning or on a Wednesday morning. I'm at my 12-hour job, 12.5 hours job. I start at 7:30. I don't leave until 8 o'clock. In fact, if I leave at 8 o'clock, it's because that day was good. At times, 9 o'clock. So it is this benefits that I felt like it's not fair. Like I said, if people have come in here and their progression is to get indefinite after 5 years, why do you not want to make it to like every they will renew every 5 years? They have to have been here for 7 years, so automatically they will have renewed for 7 years, and then there will be a stricter requirement if they want to bring their child and spouse. So which meant that would be like a man come here 7 years, that person will have been going back and forth, sending black tax home, and then pay all of that amount of money, still not be able to get benefit. God forbid he falls sick and is not able to work. He's not going to be entitled to anything. You will not be able to get job seekers allowance. That okay, you lose your job, you're not able to find a job. You will not be able to apply for that, which I think is wrong. Emmanuel, hello Emmanuel. Emmanuel said immigration laws are becoming more than everywhere. So that's why it's not really a new thing again, because like I said, the way UK is doing its own, Canada is doing its own, US is doing its own. And I think somebody also said that Germany also, so I think they just follow themselves and like I understand, like I said earlier on, that I understand that they are trying to make things work, because with that being said, I was reading an article again where they were like, there are no, the kind of competition that goes into what's this training that children does. If you don't want your child to if you don't want your child to go straight into university, maybe you want them to go into some sort of training. I can't remember it off my head now. The kind of competition that goes into the application. There's a time I was trying to get one for my son. Like I was like, really? I did not realize that this is the kind of competition. Is it entrepreneurship? I can't remember that training now. But when I realized the kind of competition into getting, I think children in 4th year often goes into it. So when I realized the amount of competition, like the amount of people that have gone for it, I just encourage my children to go to uni straight. There's no point going to do anything in 4th year. Go all the way to 6th year, get your grades, straight to uni. And to God be in glory, it's been working for us. So thank you so much, Mr. Mike. I really appreciate you being here. Everybody, I appreciate you. I hope you have all learned 1 or 2 lessons. Be very, very vigilant. If you intend to stay in an area, be very, very vigilant about the rules, policies, and changing policies. Because if you're just living as if you don't care, they will remove chair under your bob side. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. And if you've watched till now, you've not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so. Yes, and please watch all of the ads. Don't skip it, okay? And don't just watch alone. Share, turn on your post notification, and thank you for your welcome, Sunday. And don't hesitate to share as well. Subscribe. I've got lots of videos. Yes, there's going to be lots of fraud files, stories of Nigerians in the US that the US are arresting for fraud. And then there's going to be another video that I'm working on as to why majority of frauds being reported nowadays often have Nigerians in it. So that video, I'm currently working on it, so it's going to come at some point. And yes, I'm here to unbox this my Ray-Ban. I don't know, like 24 hours is not enough in a day for me. I'm here to unbox this. You can see it's still I've still not unboxed it yet, but yeah, I'm gonna do an unboxing at some point. I got myself the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. I got myself one, and it's the F matte black one. And yes, I've got insurance on it in case it breaks. So at some point I'm gonna unbox. I said I was gonna do an unboxing video on it, but I don't know yet. It says made for iPhone. Does that mean that I won't be able to connect it to my Android? It better not be playing, man. It says made for iPhone, Bluetooth. It better not. I'm going to try and see if I can connect it to my Android. And if I'm not able to connect to my Android, I better return it. I never open them. So yes, apprenticeship. Thank you, Mr. Jimmy. Yeah. In Scotland, there seems to be none at all. Like, I remember when my first daughter, before she went to uni, she's now in fourth year now. I remember that I wanted her to, go into apprenticeship because, like, I've been looking at it even before she got into year 4, and I've been speaking to her pastoral teacher about it. Like, I really want her to do. It's not as if maybe she was not doing great with her grades. She was, but obviously, she's very, very. I don't even know. She's very, very, they kind of know, they don't like trouble. They just do things at their own pace and all of that. And then I was asking her what she wanted to study. She was not sure. So I was like, okay, since you are not sure what you want to do, maybe we should look into apprenticeship. So I was looking into that, and all of the applications all of the places that I saw so far, they were like filled. I'm like, really? Unlike in London, there's opportunities in London, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of apprenticeship in Scotland. And I don't know why that is, to be honest. But I tried with my oldest, there was no chance. I tried with my second daughter as well. There was no chance. So I just encouraged them to finish year 6 uni straight. And thankfully, I've got 3 of them in uni now, and they are doing great. One is in 4th year, the other one is in 3rd year, and the other one is in 2nd year. So yeah, I know there are some apprenticeship whereby some of them go on to train, and at the end of the day, some of the equivalent is often equivalent to university degree as well. And the good thing about apprenticeship is that they earn money while they're on it. So that was why I was clamoring to get one for them, but we couldn't get any for them. So, but yeah, I pray that the route that they've all gone through, that God is going to make it a better one for them. He's going to make it a better route for them, and they shall come out to be, amazing citizens. They will get better job. They will continue to make me proud as a mom. That's my prayer for them. So yeah. S as long time S has on. Economics are changing due to AI, so there will be a big loss of traditional jobs in most economies. Yeah, that's right. I agree with you. That's true. That's true. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go now. I need to catch some sleep. Oh, I don't even think I'll be able to sleep now because I need to take the kids to the dentist. Anyway, guys, let me go. Thank you so much, guys. If you're just joining, please, you can watch back if you have the time. Contribute, leave your thought and opinion as always. Subscribe, share this video, and do not hesitate to go shop my small business. All right, go shop my small business, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye everyone. Thank you, Joy Yummy.